This is what happens when you have two ADHD people together.
I forgot. We both have it. Yeah, we both used to kind of ping pong off each other.
Yeah.
Welcome to All Up in Your Business with me, Kaylee, being your host. And today I am here with a good old friend of mine, which I'm super excited about. We used to be in a BNI together, and for anyone who doesn't know what that means, it's a Business Network International. It's a networking group. It's not bad. It's not for me, but other people thrive with it. And so I'm happy to see the person I have here today, she has been able to use it so well. But her business, it's actually not a business because this is a nonprofit day. So yay, nonprofit day. And I'm here with Holly Schwab. Hey, girl.
Hello.
So tell us, what is your nonprofit?
Zach's Toy Chest.
Hell yeah, it is. What is Zach's Toy Chest? What do you do? What's your mission? Yes.
Yeah. So Zach's Toy Chest is a local nonprofit that I started over 16 years ago.
I was like, how old, Zach?
Yeah. Zach's going to be 19.
That's wild.
Next month in April 11th.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like last time we talked, he was just like a baby.
Sometimes it feels like that. He's a big baby, though. He's pushing 6'2".
Oh
He's
my
a big, tall
God.
baby.
Holy moly, that kid is huge.
He is. We joke that the chemo didn't stunt his growth at all. It may have made him grow more.
Because your husband, is he that tall?
No, but my family is very tall. I'm the short one at 5'9". So what we do is we collect new toys all year long for kids of all ages, newborn through 19, 20 years old, that are getting treatment at the hospital. Started out with just pediatric cancer treatment, and thanks to the community, we've been able to expand our resources through the hospitals wherever there's kids. So emergency rooms, all the different clinics, even on the little helicopters. So it's important you give stuffed animals so that if a kid is picked up and they're on the helicopter, the life flight, it's very traumatic. And the ambulances, that's, super scary. And so it's important to have something of comfort everywhere there's a kid scene.
Mm-hmm. And which hospital is it, or is it all the hospitals in Raleigh?
So Zach was treated at Duke, so we started there. And then, I never intended for this to be a nonprofit. I thought we were just going to do toys and give them to a nonprofit that existed and then support them in that way. And what I found was that there was no nonprofits that did this all year round. Everyone was just very seasonally based around the holidays. And Zach was diagnosed about 18 years ago now, so the end of February of 2008.
Yeah, okay, so let's dive into Zach's story. So Zach's Toy Chest is obviously named after your son, Zach.
Yep.
How many kids do you have?
3.
3, right, and Zach's the oldest.
Mm-hmm. By 7 years.
Gotcha.
There's a big gap because we waited.
I would have too.
We wanted him to be cancer-free for a while, and it was just very, very traumatic, very life-altering, and I was 24 when I had him, so I was very young, and he was my first baby, so I didn't know what I was doing, flying by the seat of my pants, and so we waited till he was 5 years cancer-free. So my boys are almost a week exactly 7 years apart, because Maverick's birthday is April 3rd.
Oh, so that's coming up.
Yep. Caroline's is today.
Oh, little Caroline. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so they're all right back to back.
Yep. Not planned that way for
Just
all
happened.
spring babies, but it worked out good to have one party. When they were smaller.
I'm sure.
Now they do not want that at all. They don't want to share the spotlight at all.
Oh, no. Because so Zach's 19? Or going to be 19?
He will be 19. Maverick's turning 12, and Caroline's 10 today.
Oh, just a baby. Oh, she's double digits.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And poor thing's sick today.
Yep, with the flu.
Oh, so going back to Zach. So when he was, take us through the whole thing, because I can't remember the whole story.
So he was 9 months old. We had just moved back to North Carolina from Las Vegas, where he was born. My husband's from Southern California. And so when he got out of the Marine Corps, we lived out there for 4 years, which is how a North Carolina girl got that far west. But we just moved back 2 months before he had his well check. They felt something. They thought, that's not quite right. Sent us for an x-ray, and it missed it. And obviously, we're not medical people. I went to business school. And so I didn't think about x-rays not picking up soft tissue. I just didn't even cross my mind. 2 weeks later, I had a terrible case of strep throat. And strep as an adult, it's not the same as it is when you're a kid. I feel like kids are so much more resilient, and it took me out. And so my mom and my sister actually were watching Zach for me so that I could take the medicine and get better. And he had the sniffles, so I asked him, I was like, can you take him and get him checked? I want to make sure I didn't give him strep.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so they actually took him to my old pediatrician that I had growing up.
Oh.
And he felt it in his belly, and he was like, yeah, that's not right. Walked over to the emergency room area, did a ultrasound, and it popped right up. And so my 9-month-old baby had a grapefruit-sized tumor attached to all his major organs, including his aorta.
Holy moly.
And the best I can describe it is it looked like a jellyfish. It was just a big mass, and then I call them tentacles. It doesn't sound quite as scary when you say jellyfish, but
Yeah.
I mean, he was just a little bitty thing. I didn't have chunky Gerber babies. I wanted them, but all my babies were skinny and tall.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just very odd that we missed it because you couldn't see it from the outside. Instead of distending his belly outward, it just moved everything around and made space for itself.
Oh, so like when he was just a baby, like you couldn't see this grapefruit.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
He looked perfectly normal. He'd never even had an ear infection before we found his cancer.
Oh my God. And like, could you, like, once they found it, like, could you feel it if like you were feeling around for it, or?
Yeah, once they told me what we were feeling for, I mean, he just looked like a normal 9-month-old. He was walking in between furniture, and just, he had met all his milestones, and we didn't have a reason to think anything was wrong. So
Yeah. And it was just like he had a little sniffle.
Yep. And I know that I call that a God wink. I don't know if
yeah.
you're religious. I am, but I'm not, I'm
I've
not
never
going to try to
heard-
turn anyone into
No, but I never
either,
heard of
but-
that. That's so cute. A God wink.
Yeah, I call it a God
Oh,
wink
that's
because
cute.
in my mind that was God giving me a nudge to go back and have a second look, because if we hadn't gone back and had more testing done and that next level of scanning, then we would have missed it. And they told us we were within about a month of it starting to spread because it was primed. It was stage 3 at that point.
Holy moly. And what was it again? It was called what?
Neuroblastoma.
And then I know nothing about that.
Like, I had never even heard of it.
Explain that to
Never
me.
even heard of it.
Because like cancer runs in my family. Like everyone in my family has had some form of it. And so I've heard of all the other ones, but this one's a new one for me.
So there's about 12 different kinds of pediatric cancer. And then within those, there's different ones. So I'm sure everyone's mostly heard of leukemia. We only know of what we see. So when you see the St. Jude's commercials or American Cancer Society and they put a bald kid on the commercial,
Yeah.
that's what you see. And that's all you know. So you think of like an elementary age kid. And so we have, I've always tried to sneak awareness into things that we do as well, because like I said, I had never even heard of neuroblastoma before I got pulled aside and was told my baby had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a lot of educating myself very quickly, and it drove my husband nuts because we were at Duke and he was like, this is world renowned. Like everyone comes here. And I was like, I don't care. That's my kid.
Mm-hmm.
And, they don't always love being questioned, but I was like, that's your job. And this is my baby, and he can't even talk. Like, he's still
Yeah.
on a bottle. This is my job to look out for him and question these decisions.
Yeah, I mean, like the only like I can't resonate because I'm a kid, but the only way like I understand that is when my dad was in the hospital for his heart stuff.
Yep.
He's like drugged up under anesthesia. He has no idea what the hell's happening. My mom is so just heartbroken because they even told it's like your dad's gonna die. So she's heartbroken. He's out of it. And I had a good friend I used to work with. He told me, he's like, you need to keep it together. You can't cry. You have to ask all the questions. You have to ask everything. And I was like, okay.
Yep.
And then like when you don't know something, like, I don't know. I trust doctors, but I also don't trust what they're saying. So it's just like, I need to just reassure myself and research it. So like, were you just researching everything?
I was. They tell you don't Google stuff.
Of
Of course,
course.
we all do.
It's, yeah.
But I will say this was in 2008, so we didn't have all the resources that we do now.
Right. No AI or any of that kind of
nope.
stuff.
And I mean, most people still had flip phones, and smartphones were reserved more for like corporate people at that point. And so it was just a lot of just research. And like I said, I was in the Ronald McDonald room at Duke when Zach was inpatient, and they have computers in there. So patients aren't allowed. It's only for mom and dad. So if he was asleep and a nurse would help watch him, I'd run down there and use the computer. I was very fortunate that my job at the time let me work remote full time. I was halfway remote already, and I worked full time while he was sick. So if he was in the hospital, I just had my laptop. I worked when he slept. But yeah, just researching and then just educating myself and questioning people. And it wasn't my problem if they didn't like a question.
Yeah, it's literally your job to answer the question. Like, you're the one who's educated in this. Like, teach me what my son's going through, because I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I ran into this issue where I love our doctors at Duke. I mean, I love every doctor that we've had, but not every doctor is going to be the right fit.
Yeah.
And I thought our team was going to be great. They were two women, the attending and the fellow. And I thought, oh, they're going to get this because they've got kids. No, they were not the good fit for us. They were, everything was protocol this, protocol that. And he was treated very much like a statistic. And I didn't like that. I was like, this is my kid. This is not just a number, just a file that you're holding that you didn't even read until you came in here. Like, like you don't even know what's happening until you read this file because you see so many. And so I tried not to be mad because I was like, I know they have to have a wall up. They can't associate too much or they would probably just break down all the time. I mean, that's one reason I couldn't be a social worker. I would just be bringing people home with me.
Right? I'm going to collect all these poor things.
Exactly. I was like, you're coming home with me. You're hungry? Let's go. And so I get it that there has to be a line that they have to kind of draw there. But when we switched to a new attending and fellow, it was night and day. Night and day. The attending is the lead doctor, and the fellow is the one in training to be an attending.
Okay, that was actually going to be one of my questions. I'm like, what's the fellow? I thought you meant like fella.
No, maybe this is the accent. A fellow. A fellow, not a fella.
Oh, that's funny.
They don't really give fellas out at Duke. You know?
All them fellas just walking around.
I mean, I don't know if I'd want a Duke fella anyway. Maybe a UNC fellow if we're giving them out.
Right, if we're giving them out, I have no care because I'm not from here. So to me, it's just like Duke, UNC, like they're pretty schools that look like Hogwarts. And then you got NC State. I'm right there, so I don't know.
I don't know. My husband became a UNC fan when he married me.
Oh,
because he's, like I said, from Southern California. He had no skin in the game until he married me. And I was like, nope, this is your team.
So what made you, because I know people have like their UNC Duke, right? So what made you go to Duke then for the hospital?
So you basically, when you're told this news, depending on where you are when you find out, some kids are at Wake Med, which is why we also serve Wake Med Hospital. You kind of go where that pediatrician has the contacts, because as a parent, you usually don't just have random contacts like that. Some might, but most of them, Zach's pediatrician here in Cary, and then ours, my old one back home, confirmed, and they just decided Duke was the best fit for him based on his type of cancer. And then, I mean, he was also treated at Sloan Kettering for a few weeks. We were in New York City, which was a crazy experience, taking a kid in a stroller to New York.
Wow. Yeah, no, having a kid, because I've been in New York City plenty of times.
I don't know how people do it.
No,
There's all the stairs and no one like helps you hold a door. And I was like,
no.
What is happening?
Yeah, and like my cousins and I, we went there with their kids, and they're like 2.5, almost 3 and 4.
Yep.
That was wild. And I'm like, I see why no one walks around. I mean, I was a nanny in New York City with 6-year-old triplets, and that was hard. But like,
that's going to need another, we're going to have to
we need
revisit that one. Because I never knew that about you.
Oh yeah, fun fact. I have a wild ride in my life.
I'm starting to see.
Right.
I mean, I have 3 kids, but not at the same time.
God,
I would have lost my shit.
Oh, it was, I mean, I was just a nanny. It was tough. But I mean, it was cool.
It would be an experience, I guess.
Right.
For sure.
They were really good kids too. They're all girls. All of them had their own little personalities, but no, they were all such good kids.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think growing up in New York, in Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan, I mean, you grow up learning to listen to your parents and not to run off. And so, like, they were just really, really good. Plus, they were 6, so they're a little bit older.
That does make a difference. I know.
Yeah.
I'd only been to New York one other time, and that was in high school.
Oh,
We took a bus, like an overnight bus.
Mm-hmm.
We were those people who showed up, got dropped off in Times Square, and got
Mm-hmm.
picked up 2 days later to ride a bus back home.
Oh, God. So that was your first experience. When was that?
That was my first experience with non-touristy
Right.
New York, because it was Sloan Kettering's on the Upper East Side.
Oh, that was about
which
to
is
ask where that one was.
Very residential, and there's several hospitals around there. So the Ronald McDonald House is where we stayed, and I love that organization. So we stayed there, and we just walked back and forth. And thankfully, they had a McDonald's, so you could get sweet tea.
Heck
Because I
yeah.
was like, oh, there's no sweet tea up here.
It's not the same. I've never been, even now, I don't care for sweet tea. It's like, especially down here, it is so dang sweet. You
Oh.
guys put up like 5 pounds of sugar in that stuff.
We don't count.
Oh,
Measure with our heart.
That's what I heard.
Measure with your heart.
You measure with your heart. I'm just like, how big is that then? Like,
Huge.
my parents love this, especially my dad loves the sweet tea here.
Mhm.
I just can't. I'm like, it's just too sweet for me. I love lemonade. I'm a big lemonade girl.
Okay.
I'll
I
take
could do that.
Right? Especially like when it's really hot here.
Yes.
Oh, nothing's
I
better
agree.
than like an iced, cold, crispy lemonade.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
so good.
But I will say, if someone hands me sweet tea, I hand it right back to them, right back through the drive-through window or over the counter, wherever I'm at. I'm like, nope, this is not meant for me. Thank you.
Thanks, but no thanks.
I need the right cup.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So then you guys went to New York City. For how long were you there for treatments then?
We were just there for 3 weeks, so we went as sort of a second opinion.
Okay.
Because they have a team of neuroblastoma specialists, just like a team just for neuroblastoma. Like, that's the only cancer that team focuses on.
Nice.
And I didn't know about them before Zach's first surgery. And there's a lot that has to happen, and decisions have to be made very quickly. You don't have a lot of time to, try to get second opinions, especially if you're not sure that these people exist to start with. But during Zach's treatment, I found this team, and I tried to get him there for his second surgery when they were going to try to remove the tumor after his chemo was complete. And there's a time clock ticking, because after chemo, you only have roughly a 30-day window before you have to do something or you have to start treatment again.
Right.
And, we got there, they took his case, we got there, and they were like, oh, we wouldn't have done chemo. Well, thanks for making me feel like a terrible parent for giving my kid chemo.
Oh my God.
I didn't know about you guys then. And so, just having a parent or having a kid that's sick as a parent, no matter what it is just hard. You carry a lot of parent guilt, mom guilt. It took me a long time to kind of let that go and think it wasn't anything I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another reason there's a gap between my boys, is because I wanted to make sure there was nothing that I had done or in our genes that we could pass on.
Yeah, personally, I know myself, I would have been so scared to have another kid. Like, Zach would have been my only one. So, like, good for you for, like, taking the time. Because, the Maverick and Caroline, they're adorable. And they look like little mini, like, hollies. Like, they're so cute. But it's, like, it's good that you, like, took that time. And then you had also your husband, too. I'm sure that helped.
It did. I like to think I'm strong enough to do whatever I want without a man. However,
you are very strong.
I do love my husband. We've
Yeah.
been married coming up on 22 years.
Aw.
We just got very fortunate to find each other early on.
Mm-hmm.
We met at ECU and became best friends, and then just really never looked back.
That's so cute. I love a good love story. I'm here for it. That's adorable. So then, backing up a little bit, how do you know? So you said those first 2 women, you said they, like, were not the ones for you guys. Like, how do you know, like, I guess, what was the deciding factor of, I don't know if,
Changing
like,
doctors?
Yeah, because, like, what made you just know, like, this is not our kind of person?
Oh, when they closed his file and said he wasn't a patient anymore because we got a second opinion at another hospital.
Oh.
Pretty much sealed that deal.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a quick and done.
Yep.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
nice. I like to think I'm a great, nice person
Mm-hmm.
until I'm not, until you cross my kid. any of my kids, but especially, we were coming back and it was thoroughly documented that this was a second opinion check, that we were not leaving. And so when we came back from New York and they were like, oh, well, they've closed this file. They've marked him as not a patient anymore. What do you mean? This is news to me.
Wait, how'd you find that out? Like, did you just go for...
Yeah, I called to make an appointment, and they were like, oh, well, his records are closed. Well, you need to open them because we're here.
Oh, my, they just closed it without telling you guys?
Yeah.
I'm not really in the medical field that much, but what? How do they just... That's like closing a cold case. Like, we got no more leads. I don't know what to tell you. It's just like, oh my God.
I will say we have been through quite a lot, and I like to... Sometimes I forget about it, and I think it's just I've blocked it out because I don't like to focus on it or harp on it because I know it's not going to serve me well now. But when Zach was diagnosed, we got some letters from his oncology team, the surgical team, and my husband took it into work. And they were like, you know what? You can take time off, but you're going to have to either resign or we have to fire you, because you're within your 90-day window of this new job.
Oh, my God.
They never even read the letters. And it hurt his heart because he's a Marine and he'd never been fired. He never in a million years had any trouble. And so I was like, you know what? Screw them. We don't need that in our life right now. We have too much to worry about to focus on a company that would drop you because your kid's getting surgery. Mm-hmm. And now that company doesn't even exist. So there you go.
Well, there's a reason they don't exist.
I mean, they took the letters from Duke, tossed them on the desk, and they were like, yeah, we don't even need those because here's your options if you're going to take off work.
Wow.
And so I'm very fortunate to have worked at Sprint, which unfortunately no longer exists.
RIP. R.I.P. Sprint.
And I'm legacy Sprint, like pre-Nextel Sprint, like a dinosaur.
You dinosaur, you. That's so funny.
But yeah, I mean, Sprint was extremely good to me, and I can't say enough things about my team there.
Well, it's good, like, one of you guys had a little support from work. Like,
yeah,
that's got to be such a shitty feeling. Like, literally your full-time job where you think you're going to be forever, and then they're like, sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
Sucks for you. It's just like, God.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It's one of those things that I told my husband, I said, you know what? It ended up working out to be the best because now you're home with Zach. Well, I can go to work until we figure out what our next steps are. And, I mean, he ended up at Wake County Schools, and he's been there for over 17 years now. So it worked out the way it was supposed to be.
Good.
And he's a mechanic at heart. He loves doing that. He was a jet mechanic in the Marine Corps, and now he's a diesel mechanic for Wake County.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, he's doing what he likes. He's not tied to a desk somewhere. That would be, that would be miserable for that man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he would hate it. How did, if it's okay to ask, if it's not, it's totally fine, finance-wise, like, how did you have to, like, figure that stuff out? Because that's always been a big question in the back of my head is, like, because, again, it's never affected directly, like, me or my parents, but outside, like, my aunts or my cousins or whatever. So I've never had to actually, like, be in that. So what was that kind of like?
So the first thing we did, we were in a rental house in Cary, and we were only renting because we had never lived in Raleigh in this area, and so we didn't want to buy a house coming from Vegas, not knowing what area we would like. And my job was over at Regency Park, so we just rented. We were on the Morrisville side of Cary. First thing we did was reach out to our landlord and say, hey, can we sublease or do something to get out? This is our situation, and we need to save all our resources as possible. And they were like, no, but we'll see what we can do for you. I mean, it just like the hits kept coming. And we ended up getting out of that, thankfully. And then we moved into an apartment in Cary. And actually, we just rode by there the other day, and I was pointing it out to my kids, and I said, yep, that's where we lived when Zach was in treatment. So we did the first toy drive, and the community was just so good to us. But we downsized to save money. And I mean, I'm very fortunate that I have a supportive family, and most of my family is here in North Carolina. Not all of them. Some of them are black sheeps like we were, and we moved away for a little bit. But for the most part, we're here. My mom is one of 10. My dad's one of 5.
10. Oh, that poor mother.
Got to work on the farm, girl. You got to have those babies.
You gotta have all them babies.
Yeah, but no, like having a big family is chaotic, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our family was there for us. My mom and my dad were here all the time. They would come and sit with Zach so I could go to the grocery store because I couldn't take him out when he was in treatment. And the one time I had to take him to just go get some essentials, oh gosh, a lady was so rude to us. She was like, you shouldn't have him out. He's infecting people because he was bald.
Mm.
And I pretty much told her where she could stick it. Again, I feel like I'm a nice person until you make me not be nice.
We all have that threshold. Like, we're real nice people until you hit that.
Well, that poor woman,
Oh.
she got it because she got a lot
Good.
of built-up stuff that had been festering. And
Yeah.
then she's the one who just took the cap off and it
Yep.
just went whoop, all over her.
Oh, good. Well, she deserved it, it sounds like. So.
I feel like she probably hopefully she learned a lesson to just be quiet.
Right? Keep your thoughts to yourself like you're taught when you're 5. Just an idea, but...
Yeah. I mean, some people just never learn, but hopefully she learned because she got it good.
Mm.
She got what for and why, as my grandma would say.
What for and why?
Yeah, what for and why. Don't I?
Okay,
Just this-
got it. There's so many sayings I
don't necessarily
learned.
know the meaning behind every saying that I still say.
It's just
It's
one of
just
those
something
sayings.
I've grown up with. And it's like, do you want what for and why? Like, don't push me.
Like, okay, sure. No.
I think I don't know, maybe it's an intimidation thing. I don't
Sounds like it.
I don't know, if my grandma said it, you're like, no, I do not. That was your, no.
No, ma'am.
No is the answer, always.
Just no.
Exactly.
That's funny. So, okay, so you unleashed the wrath of her. Got
Yep.
it.
But I mean, like I said, I was grateful to have the family support. My family did a fundraiser for us. That money helped us pay for the airline tickets to New York for Zach's second opinion. It helped cover a lot of things that weren't covered by insurance. I'll tell you what, I remember getting a bill from Duke when I had to switch insurances because, unfortunately, after the Nextel merger with Sprint, there's rounds of layoffs, and I made it through 2. It wasn't so fortunate after the second time, and so my insurance changed, and that insurance did not cover nearly as much. So after insurance, for one CT scan from his collarbone to his abdomen was, I want to say it was over $12,000 after insurance.
What?
Yep.
That's like how much a car is.
If you're lucky these days.
Right. If you're lucky, that's like a very, very used car. But, oh
Yeah.
my God.
And
Did your heart just like sink when you saw that?
No, it just pissed me off, honestly.
I wouldn't
It just
even
made me
know.
mad.
I would
was
have
like,
no
what?
idea.
It's like, what is the point of insurance? What is the point of having all this stuff if it's not going to be helpful?
$12,000.
Just for one scan. So to get ready for that scan, he had to be sedated. So no food or anything to drink before you get there. And I don't know if you have nieces and nephews and cousins, and so
Yeah, baby.
not
That's hard.
feeding your kid for hours and then having to shield them from other people eating around them.
my
Hangry
God.
is a real thing, especially for a kid. So 2009, well, the fall of 2008 is when Zach was cancer-free for the first time. And so we did a toy draft just with our family, and it went so well. I was like, oh, we should do this again. I mean, that first toy drive, we collected like 600 toys, and we didn't even have a name. We were just doing it with
Wow.
friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
Had to rent a box truck to take it to Duke because I didn't have a car big enough, and my husband had a truck, and
Yeah, 600 toys.
it was a lot. I mean, 600 sounds like a lot, but when you see it, we had created a path in our apartment. And my husband was like, what are you doing? Like, what is happening? And Zach was like, it's like Toys R Us. It's like the toy store.
It's great.
He's like, this is awesome. But yeah, so I thought, well, we must be on to something because people really seem to love this. And I think people liked that we were never asking for money and we weren't asking for a handout or anything. We were like, hey, this is to help other kids that we saw while we were at the hospital. Like, I noticed a gap. Because I like to say I packed a diaper bag and then I had to pack a bag of toys. And then if we were outpatient at night, I'd go home and sanitize them, get it ready for the next day. And that kind of made me mad too. A lot made me mad during these times.
I mean,
But
rightfully so, yeah.
it was one of those things. I was like, I shouldn't have to be worrying about this. there should be something at this hospital that can help occupy him if I forgot enough to bring, or if he dropped his toy on the floor, because you don't want that. They put everything in their mouth at that age. I called them candy stripers. I don't know. I guess it's just I'm an old person in my head. The volunteers, they were like, "Oh, we have crayons and coloring books." I said, "He's 9 months. He's going to eat that. Don't give him that."
Yeah.
So
They need
that's
like
when we
blocks
started,
or like things to have in their, yeah.
So just kind of started noticing while we were there, because when we were outpatient, we were there for 7 to 12 hours at a time for 7 days in a row.
Oh my God.
That was just the plan he was on. He'd get 7 days of chemo and then have roughly 3 weeks off, with no treatment, but with still back and forth at the hospital. So that's just kind of when we noticed it. And I was like, whenever we finish this, I'm going to figure out how to fix this. Because I thought, we're at Duke. There's so much science, and I thought there was a lot of money there. I don't know, but it's all for the medical side. So the emotional wellness side was just left to fend for itself. So I just thought, what can I do to change it? And one of the first things we did was I went to Toys R Us and I saw they were upgrading their TVs. So they had flat screen TVs with DVD players built in. And they were just going to put them in the corner somewhere. So I was like, can I have those? They were like, what do you want them for? I was like, I'm going to give them to the hospital. And then every kid had their own TV and DVD player for every treatment chair. So at the time, there was only one for like every 2 to 3 chairs. And you don't know who you're going to be sitting next to. Like, we were next to a teenager one day, and obviously they don't want to watch the same thing. And
Yeah.
And what really surprised me was that they were all VHS. They didn't even have DVDs at the time.
This is in 2008?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just graduating high school around that time. I mean, like, we weren't dinosaurs yet. Like,
No, DVDs
there
were
was
like
DVD
extremely
players.
popular.
Yeah.
Yep. So we
my
did
God.
that. That
That
was just
is
one of
like-
the things I was like, this will change their whole day, hopefully, if they can watch what they want. And then we just started collecting new and used DVDs, because those things that are used for many kids can just be sanitized in between. But everything else we donate is a one and done toy. So it has to be new with tags, or however it comes from the store in a box. If it's like a Barbie or a superhero, they're usually in boxes. And that way it's given to that kid, whether they're having a hard day, took a few tries to get their IV going, they're having surgery, if they're just scared, if they just had a sucky week. Or on the flip side, if it's the end of treatment, if it's their birthday, there's a lot of birthdays celebrated in the hospital. So basically any reason for good or bad that they need that little pick-me-up. That's kind of where I wanted to fill that void. I think we've done it. There's still so much work to do, because there's more clinics that I want to get to across hospitals and clinics across the state. I'm working to get into Wilmington, possibly Jacksonville, and then going west as well.
That's awesome. That's so amazing that you saw that need. Because that, again, I don't know, but like, I would have thought there's something for kids. And I mean, I have family members that had, like, my little baby cousin has been, I mean, you know him, was in the hospital for treatments. And it's just like wild to see how much the parents had to bring. It's just like, you guys don't provide like anything. So I love what you guys do. And I think it's great that you're filling that need that like no one else has even thought about.
And that's what was crazy, because I don't know about you, but every time I think, oh man, that was a great idea, and like I should do something with that, someone else has already thought about it, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
let down.
Yeah.
You're like, maybe it was a great idea for that person.
Right. Yeah, they got it. They did it.
And so I really did think that there was going to be a nonprofit that we could support in that way. And then I searched the Southeast United States. I started in North Carolina, and then I kept expanding my search. I couldn't find a nonprofit that did toy drives all year long and donated all year long in the entire country in 2008.
And that's insane.
Which I thought it was pretty insane too. And I thought, how hard can this be? I'm just going to start this myself.
No big deal.
And I mean, I'm frugal. It served me well as being, I don't work corporate America anymore. I quit 10 years ago, lowered my blood pressure, and was able to stay home with my kids a little bit. And I don't miss it for anything, but being tight with a penny has helped me with Zach's Toy Chest and helped me at home. And so I make every penny go as far as it can. And donations, when they come in, we use monetary donations to cover expenses for things such as that are not donated, but that the hospitals request. So infant and teen items, always overlooked. And it's nobody's fault. It's just what you're seeing. And so when you're seeing those commercials with elementary age kids, that's just where your mind goes. So that's who you shop for. So I'd really try hard to push infant and teen items. So under 2 and over 12.
Yeah. And I think that's another cool thing is because usually when I do a drive with you, it's always asking, like, all right, what's the need? And then
And
we'll
I'll tell
market
you.
that need. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're very good about that. And so as we start to wrap up, what's a hard lesson you've learned throughout all this?
Not everyone wants to help you.
That
Which
is a rough one.
Fascinating. And again, I think sometimes as I've been angry over the years at things that we've experienced, I've used my anger to fuel what I want to change. And so when we were first starting, I've been running Zach's Toy Chest for a few years, and I was like, oh, I think we're ready to take it to another level. We're ready to do a little more. I reached out to another local nonprofit that also helps kids. And I thought, oh, our missions run parallel. This would be a great partnership possibly. And I said, can I buy you a cup of coffee and like pick your brain for 30 minutes to an hour? And they were like, no, we don't want to tell you anything. We don't want to help you because all you're going to do is try to poach our supporters. And they actually said that in writing. They didn't even just say it. They said it in writing.
Oh, wow.
So they thought about it and still pressed send. But I was hurt, first of all. And I was like, I had never been told something like that with trying to do good. And so I just tried to use it as fuel to, one, never gatekeep. And I think it's really cool because people throw my name out all the time on social media when someone says, I want to start a nonprofit, I don't know how. And they're like, talk to Holly. And I kind of feel good about it. I think that's cool that people, because they know that I share resources.
Yeah, it's a definite compliment when people are saying that, especially when someone's looking for advice and you're the one being thrown into it. It's like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, I am. Like, let's go.
Well, and there's just no need. So not everyone's going to want to support your mission. Like some people like kids, some people like animals, some people like older people. You know, your heart will lead you where you want to support it. And I just feel like there's enough resources to go around that we don't need to do that to each other.
Yeah,
So
that's a great one.
that was probably the hardest thing that I think out of everything that happened and then how we came to be, that was hard for me.
yeah.
So
Yeah, learning when people don't always want to support you or the people that are close to you who you think will be supporting you and they don't,
yeah.
that's hard. Like that, it's a hard pill to swallow, but then you just have to keep on going.
I mean, it opens your eyes to who people are, and when people show you who they are, just believe it.
Yeah.
You can't change people, and you're not going to change their mind. And have a thick skin. When you're in the nonprofit world, I think what helped me most is I started working with customer service jobs, and I worked in Vegas as a concierge. If I can do that, I've been called a lot of things.
In Vegas, yeah.
I mean, so you just have to have a thick skin and just don't take no for an answer. For every yes I've gotten, there's been 1,000 no's. Yeah. You just thank someone and you go about your day and you go to the next one.
Exactly. All right, last question. What's a piece of advice you'd give someone that wants to either start a business or start a nonprofit?
Ooh, so I would start by watching, I'm going to throw this lady's name out there. Her name is Amber Smith. She was one of the founders of Activate Good and has now gone on to do so much more.
I love Amber. I
But
love
Amber,
her. She's great.
amazing. She actually has a whole YouTube collection. I want to say probably well over 200 or 300 videos on how to start a nonprofit from any question you can think of. Go watch her YouTube. That's first. And then start using the resources that are available. I use Duke Law Clinic to do the paperwork for the 501c3 because I didn't know the legal jargon. So yeah, use your resources, but start. YouTube's a great one and it's free. And
Yeah.
Amber offers all her stuff for free.
YouTube University.
Exactly.
I think Amber's local too.
She is.
Because her and I produced a show with her and Danny with a band together.
Danny Rosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I did a
just
show
met
with them.
him the other week.
I'm hoping to have them on my show soon. So if you all are listening, coming for you. 'Cause I
I'm
really
about-
want to pick your brain.
Yeah, I'm about to probably see Danny at the unconference here this afternoon.
Well, you'll have
Yeah.
to tell him I said hello and that I can't wait to talk to him. But
Yeah.
both of those people are amazing. But
I
that's
just-
really good to know about Amber's YouTube, though, because I did not know how
She
big
has
that
the,
was. So
the YouTube with, like I said, hundreds of videos on how to start and any question that you could possibly have. And she'll have things that you would have never thought about, but that you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And so just use the resources that are available to you. And I actually just did a cohort with Amber this last month that she started something new, and I was the first batch of people to go through it. And it was really cool. So she's got a lot going on. And if she's willing to share it for free, take her up on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's a very smart lady.
Yeah.
And then lastly, where can everyone find you, find Zach's Toy Chest? How can they donate? All the things.
Yeah, so I'm here in Holly Springs, but Zach's Toy Chest is on the website. So it's Zach with an H. So zachstoychest.org. Yeah, you can donate anytime. We're really trying to build our recurring donor program. So for as little as $10 a month, you can do a lot of good with that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Make a big difference. Yeah.
100%. And I will probably be having Zach's Toy Chest as my nonprofit for... I know this podcast will be like evergreen, but if you are around, when's Christmas? July? Like Christmas in the summer, July?
Oh, yeah, the Summer's Night with Santa that we do.
Yep.
So I try to do it at the end of July, early August.
Cool.
Try not to hit any holiday so that we can get the max participation for families.
100%. So yeah, follow them on social, their website. They are constantly posting when they have the golf tournament.
Which is coming up.
Which is
May
coming
4th.
up. Yep, May 4th. So they have the golf tournament. They have the Christmas night with Santa in the summertime. And then the Christmas time. Like, there's so many times. But also you can donate whenever you want. So
Yeah, so
that's
I mean,
the
we're always
beauty.
looking for volunteers. We're always looking for people to make courage cards, which are handmade cards of encouragement for kids at the hospital, donations, financial and toys. And I mean, we just have a lot going on, but we could not do it with the community without the community. I mean, we're 100% volunteer based, and we are community supported all the way.
I love that. And Raleigh in the surrounding areas community is just like unlike anything I've ever seen. So I
really
always
cool.
see it come through time and time again. So
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for coming out here. It was so good to see you. It's been a minute since I've seen you.
I
So
know.
thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And for all you cool cats and kittens out there, bring it back to 2020. Fun fact, 6 years ago, yesterday, literally the day the world shut down in 2020 was the day I decided to move to Raleigh.
I can't believe it's been that long.
I know, isn't that insane?
It seems like it was, you know, one thing I miss about COVID is people's giving me my space.
Right, I loved my space. If you made it to the whole end of this, which I hope you did, because Holly's a badass lady. This is Women's Month, and so I was very excited to feature you for Women's Month. Also, make sure you go either donate or find a way to volunteer. All the things you can do with Holly, it's just endless. And then, lastly, go like, subscribe, share, comment, all the things that you can do with this. Please go do it. Help me out. Help me get Holly's story out there. And yeah, so we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Cool beans. And now the fun part is hoping that it recorded the entire time.